Hi there, all you fellow inhabitants of planet Earth. You're listening to the We're Gonna Make It podcast channel, brought to you by the beautiful Riverside Boutique Hotel in Hout Bay, Cape Town. Your hosts today are Rob and Andre, and we're gonna chat about what we are doing in these days.
Yes, hi, morning Rob, morning guys. So what's been happening during the lockdown is 5 days a week, Mondays through to Friday, 10 o'clock each morning, we have a 1 hour gym session attended by 6 of the staff who reside in the property. We don't have weights, fancy equipment, exercise cycles or anything like that. We do push-ups and sit-ups and things like that. And at the end of that time, we have aching muscles and we have slightly sore lungs, but our spirits are tremendously uplifted by that very short gym session that we've been holding each morning. Rob, let's talk about that. Why is it important to the 6 people that make the effort to take part in this each morning?
I never saw the necessity of gym till I came to Cape Town. And I believe I do the gym purely for one reason. I actually hate exercising, but every time I'm so thankful that I did it, because the rest of the day is very positive. So my take on it is, as soon as you get up and you don't feel like something, I cannot do it alone, I must tell you, but if there's members that's doing it with me, I'm kind of compelled to do it. I'll make a commitment. So and this week 3 was heavy because some arrived late, some had some illnesses, and it was a heavy week, but still it worked. And I think it just takes off the stress levels that we have.
So if you happen to be driving past Riverside on your way to the shops at about 10 on any given morning and you happen to hear a lot of shouting and noise coming from our function hall, don't worry. We're not having a panic outbreak. We're having a push-up and sit-up outbreak. But two quick aspects. Firstly, for those of you that are perhaps in a small apartment, not much space or anything like that, you don't need anything to be able to do this kind of stuff. You need to do some squats, perhaps, which you can do, some push-ups, and if you don't start on the floor, do push-ups off the wall. Makes it easy for you until you have the necessary strength. Lunges, planking, these kind of things you can do without any equipment at all. And I want to say just 1 or 2 things about how you can go about this, especially for those of us that haven't been near a gym, a squash court, anything for many, many years. And we've learned a couple of things, I think, from these little gym hours of ours. First is this: do 1 rep at a time and think only on that one. Don't go thinking, oh, I'm going to do 15 of these and it's a big, big mountain to climb. If you keep your mind on that one, it is easier. And if you make sure you do it slowly, it is also easier. And perhaps that lesson, concentrate on what you're doing right then, don't worry about the next one, and concentrate on slow, getting the maximum benefit out of it, is a valuable lesson, not only for these gym sessions, keep fit sessions, but for life generally. That's the one. And the other is this, that we walk away from each of those feeling that we've done something, we've beaten, we've overcome, we've achieved. And that is tremendous, because that feeling of success that you get to associate with what you're doing, you carry that over to the next day. So the next day you're looking forward more eagerly and more expectantly to the session that's coming up. So those are my words of advice as a distance remote gym instructor. I think Jane Fonda probably did a much better job of that sort of thing than I do, but really we can recommend it and we can try it. But Rob, a couple of other thoughts. What about people that want other activities to help them through the course of the day? Anything that comes to mind that you can suggest that you have found useful in regard to that?
Yes, there are quite a number, Andre. You mentioned in our previous podcast that YouTube has got some wonderful stuff. Now, you and I, over the past 10 years, have had so many ideas and dreams, and sometimes I would have thought that these dreams are totally out of our reach. But the more and more I look at the post-COVID area that we're going to go into, I realize that these weren't so stupid. And I went back and studied some of these, and all of a sudden there's a whole new world of possibilities that's opening up, and I realize that the more you're going to keep yourself busy with the things that you've dreamt about in the past, the more this is going to become reality to you. And I really think we should look at these things, especially when you're energized and then your brain is more open and the things just jumps up in front of you, which you never thought would be there. So I believe to do a bit of soul searching, go back and see what you've dreamt about, and go and look for topics on YouTube, and you'll be amazed what opportunities there is ahead.
Very much so. I, this past week, tried something, and I tried doing sketching. Now, around about the age of 11, my primary school teacher said to me, "Don't do art," and she was probably correct. That was good advice from her, and since then I've stayed away from that kind of thing. But with all the time in my hands, I took some pencils, piece of paper, and I did a sketch of a table with 2 coffee mugs on it, and a open notebook and a little flower arrangement. Now, to be dead honest with you, it is a truly awful sketch. And to be dead honest with you, anybody looking at it is not for a moment going to accidentally think that it's a production by Picasso or any of those people. But you know what? I finished it, and I look back at it, and I think in 2, 3, 5 months' time, because I'm going to keep that piece of paper, I'm going to look back on it, and it's going to bring back all sorts of memories which I think are going to be of use to me. So in my case, sketching, kind of a crazy thing in me with my background to think of doing, but that's something that I found to be useful. So all sorts of things, all sorts of suggestions to keep yourself busy, active, in the right frame of mind. And we're certainly finding that there are many, many lessons to be learned by us here at Riverside. So that's us for the week, Rob. It's been good. And next week, when we talk to people, we're going to talk to them as 2 leaner, fitter and stronger individuals as a result of the coming week session. But we'll see everybody then. And up until our next podcast, keep well, keep safe, and don't forget those push-ups. Cheers.
Yes, everybody, and for those of you that are living in flats, I think I would have gone mad, but give us a call, talk to me, and talk to Andre. We're there for you, and if there's anything we can help with, let us know. Zoom is there, Skype is there, and have a lovely weekend ahead.
No matter how much money you got, all the friends you got, you gon' need somebody to stand by you when the night has come and the land is dark and that moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed one tear just as long as the people come and stand by me.